Live. And we're live.
Oh.
And the phone's ringing. We're way live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of what's our show? Comic Shop Talk Live. Brought to you by Black Hat Comics in Rockin' Milpitas, your one-stop shop for all things superhero. Shop online at black-cat-comics.com. We keep you connected to the comic book community. I'm Mark. That's Francie on the phone. Got a great show for you here today. Going to be talking some new comics. Going to be talking a lot of great books, a lot of cool stuff that's out this week. Going to be talking a couple of classics, a couple of big things going on in the world of comics, because that's what we do here. It's Comic Shop Talk Live. We're here to talk about new comics and everything going on. Your favorite feline-themed friendly neighborhood comic shop. Want to know what you're reading, what you're looking forward to reading, what's at the top of your stack this week. Let's see. Got a lot of comic shop news to talk about. Got a lot of big things. In case everybody read the newsletter, you know what I'm talking about. Stalling just a little bit till Francie can catch back up to us. But it looks like she's going to be tied up on the phone. So, if you read the newsletter, this is Comic Shop News. After 19 plus years here in Rockin' Milpitas, Francie and I are stepping down. We're retiring. We're moving to the beach. Yes. Sorry, folks. Hate to break the news to you, but it's true. Look how old I am. Look how bald I am. It's time for me to hang it up. And that's what we're doing. And we're real excited about it. It's a little bittersweet. We're kind of sad about it. We know you are too. We've been hearing a lot from our cats and kittens. But it's a big move. We do have somebody coming in. Don't want to talk too much about that. We'll talk more about the transition, the next phase of Black Hat Comics in Rockin' Milpitas when next week after we have some of the details ironed out. But the gist of it is we're going to the beach. Do you want to talk a little bit about that? I was trying to stall while you were on the phone, but
we're retiring. That's the short version of it.
I told him I'm old and bald.
We are retiring after 19 years of love, blood, sweat, and tears. We are packing up the cats and moving to a home walking distance from beautiful Monterey County. So, yeah.
So that's the big comic shop news. Like I say, next week we'll have a little more information about the transition, about what's next. Don't want to talk too much about that just yet because it's still a little in the works. But that's the big plan. I can read more about it in our newsletter this week and certainly read more about it in the newsletter next week. But that's the big comic shop news. Wanted to thank all of you, of course, for your love and support all these years. Those of you who have joined us in the last year or so as we do this show, I want to thank you for tuning in, for joining us on this show. We do it for you as much as for us. It's been a whole lot of fun for us, and I hope it's been a whole lot of fun for you.
Yeah.
But as I say, there's things in the works, and there's lots to be done. So more on that next week. But that's our big comic shop news. So again, want to hear from you guys. Go ahead and put out there your favorite Black Cat memories, your favorite Black Cat events, like our especially cool swap meet. Tons of fun.
And it's a little bit poetic because we named the store after our first fur baby, Agnes, who was with us for 19 years. And we just hit our 19-year mark August 1st with Black Cat. So it feels like it's the right time to hang it up, to try something else, to not be tied to the store every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for the rest of our lives, and just do something different. So it's heartbreaking. It's exciting. There's a whole bag of emotions with this transition. It's all happening very fast, and we are a little bit in shock over it ourselves. So we feel it. We feel you.
That's super true. It is a bit of a shock.
It's not a prank. This is not a prank.
This is not an elaborate prank. Okay, 2 points I want to make very clear. One, Black Hat Publishing will still keep going. That's the next step in our comic shop news. We're going to give you the update on Black Hat Chronicles. Black Hat Chronicles is going to keep rolling. Black Hat Publishing is totally a thing. You can still follow us, black-cat-publishing.com, all that fun stuff. We'll still be doing cool, fun stuff in the world of comics. So that's that. The other really big thing is we are doing this by choice. It's a fun, exciting thing that we're looking forward to doing.
We're not forced because of COVID.
We're not going out of business. We're not closing. We're not
like
COVID. We're not none of those negative, sad things. And it's not an elaborate hoax. It's not a what if. It's as they what do they used to always say? It's not an imaginary tale. And then somebody would say, well, aren't they all imaginary tales? Anyway, just want to make it very clear to folks that we are happy, excited. Like she said, it's get you in the feels. But nobody's kicking us out the door. Nobody's shutting us down. It's nothing negative. It's nothing sad.
We just fell in love with the house on the beach and had to buy it, and it's too far away to work.
And it's really that simple. We found a great place and we had to move, and I can't commute. So, like I say, it's not a sad thing. It's not a we're telling you something, but behind the scenes it's something else. It's just
we don't play that.
Fun and exciting. No, we've never played that. Always been straight shooters with you guys.
Should we tell them about who's going to be taking over?
Well, I thought that's the part I didn't want to get too much into, but sure, we could tell them. We just don't have a whole lot of we just don't have a lot of detail to go into. But sure, why don't you let them know?
So the owner of Torpedo Comics, who has 3 stores, one in Las Vegas, one in Orange County, and one that they're just opening up in Irvine, is we're in talks and final talks, I should say, about him taking over not just our business, but the building itself. So Torpedo Comics has been around for a long time. They love and value comics. They're really about, high-end collectibles and statues, as well as the weekly comics. They do great customer service. The great guys. We don't know them personally, but friends of ours do and colleagues. They have nothing but great things to say. So we feel comfortable leaving our baby in good hands. And so details for that transition will come in the next couple of days and weeks.
Wanted to make sure that our cats and kittens were taken care of. Wanted to make sure that Milpitas was going to have a comic book store. We didn't want to leave everybody hanging high and dry. So we found a really great organization. And like I said, Torpedo loves comics. They're great with the customers. They're great with the people. I know a lot of you folks have been asking me about, comic book people are a unique batch, we're not for everybody. A lot of people can't handle us. That's the problem with some comic shops, as folks out there know, anyway, but Torpedo's great people. They got great comics. They love comics. They love the industry. So we're really excited to put it in their good hands. And as I say, we'll also be theoretically popping back in for events and for videos and for fun stuff. You're not rid of us yet. You're not rid of us just yet.
We might figure out something like this to do from the beach. We haven't figured that out yet.
That's kind of true. Doing this from the Black Hat Publishing side, that would be kind of cool. But so that's the thing. Again, keep up over the next couple of weeks. You'll keep getting emails. You'll keep getting newsletters explaining the hows and whys and what fors.
Did you give them the dates?
We will be here. Next Wednesday is the 1st. The following Wednesday is the 8th, and that is our last day of business. You can do your all your orders, all your everything like normal. Wednesday the 8th, and then I'm off to the beach. We'll be back the weekend, not that next week, but the weekend after, for people to do pickups and for shipping orders and things. So we'll be a little bit around. We'll be in touch. Like she said, you're not rid of us quite that easily. But
New This Week Comics for us will end on Wednesday, September 8th.
You subscribers, the idea is that the polls will continue. We're still working all that out. We're encouraging everybody to keep going with their subs and all that, because they'll take just as good a care as we did. Maybe even better, because they're younger and they're not fading in the brain like I am. So nice. That's our comic shop news. Yeah. Again, thank you all very much. This is all a ton of fun, and we've enjoyed each and every minute of all these years, and look forward to continuing to hang out with you guys in some capacity. Do you want to tell them now the Black Hat Chronicles update?
Sure.
How close are they from getting the next issue? I'll take the phone while you talk about that.
Yeah, so we're almost done. We've got all of the pages are done as far as the inks go. Our artist is working on the final colors right now, and then the letterer will have it in his hot little hands. So we hope to take it to the printer sometime in September, early the first couple weeks in September. So then we can have it ready for shipping, curbside pickup, etc. in October. Michael Height, no, the store will not be open on Thursday, September 9th. We are closing as of Wednesday, September 8th. So we are moving actually that day. So we will not be here. But we will have another option. So that's not that Saturday, but the Saturday after, which I think is the 18th. We're going to open up some curbside appointments for folks that want to come by and grab their stuff, or we can also ship things out. I haven't figured it out just yet, but that weekend we're moving, so we're not going to be around that week. Any other questions about our big announcement or about Black Cat Chronicles? No? Okay. I'm just going to roll right into new this week stuff while he's still on the phone. Okay, guys, if you haven't checked this out yet, you have to. It is gorgeous. So this is Echolands #1 from J.H. Williams III and somebody else I can't remember. Hang on. Hayden Blackman. What a great name. Hayden Blackman. So this is a horizontal. Let me show you something.
I missed the update. When is Black Cat Chronicles coming out?
It's October. So look at the horizontal. I mean, this is just gorgeous. Absolutely stunningly gorgeous. Thank you, Jay. Beach, does that hint at Marcy's swimsuit pics? Marcy. So I'm Francie, and no on the swimsuit pictures. Sorry, that's not going to happen. But back to comics. We need to check out this. I mean, it's just beautiful.
That is some amazing art. That is some amazing art.
And you can there's a little cameo Sandman in one of these pages. If you've got a keen eye, you might be able to check that out.
And I love the format too. I love interesting, shaking it up format stuff. Image used to do a lot of that back in the day, and they've not so much anymore. And I kind of miss when people
do it.
Eisner it up, as I like to say.
So this is a mix. I just finished reading it. So this is a mix of like fantasy, war crime, magic. There's gremlins and giants and creepy stuff. And you're not really sure if she's like Red Riding Hood, but there's kind of a hint towards that. But it's really bloody and gory, which I love and enjoy.
I like a good Red Riding Hood versus werewolf story.
What is the name of the book? This is Echolands. Echolands. I know it's kind of hard to see with that lettering.
It's an Image comic,
just
right?
Came out. Yeah, Image comic just came out this last Wednesday. Good stuff. So that's top of my stack this week. What about you?
You're talking about top of the stack, but while you're talking about an Image book, I've got to go with King Spawn, which
and backwards. You're right, Michael. Yeah, it is Bizarro World on the side.
What if you go like that? Get it upside down and backwards. Anyway, King Spawn, supersized. Loving me some Spawn right now. Love seeing him ramp it up. Okay, Spawn has been around since 1992. That makes it. We're coming up on the 30th anniversary of Spawn. The 30th anniversary of Spawn. You just gave me like
10 more gray
hairs. Did I mention how old I am? And I say that because in all of that time, Spawn has been, for the most part, with just a couple of exceptions, one book, one title. He has done all of the universe building. He has done everything that you know about Spawn. He has been driving Image Comics with one book, which is really, really impressive.
Yeah.
When you think about the 19 X-Men books and the 5 Spider-Man books and the 19 Batman books and all that all the other publishers do to world build and do all those things that they do. Todd's been doing it in one book. And that's pretty
It's
solid.
impressive.
That's pretty solid. The book is 300 and something issues in. So after all these years, now he's ramping it up into expansion, and I think that's really cool.
He's done this before. This isn't the first time.
He's done offshoot minis, and he's done offshoot things. There has never been another ongoing Spawn book.
Medieval Spawn.
Those were all like he did Curse of the Spawn for a little while, minis and things. But as of King Spawn, like Gunslinger Spawn is going to get a book. He's got it all in the back here with these cool ads telling you about all the new number ones.
Spawn Universe sold out in like a hot second.
Spawn Universe totally sold out since 300. And you can go back to other milestones. Spawn has always been hot. It's always been a hot book. Todd has always been selling it.
Like
I didn't know we had a celeb name.
Like
like Benifer or whatever. Benlow. Anyway.
That's good, Michael.
So, I mean, back to like 189, I think, was a huge issue. 275 was a huge issue. 300 was a huge issue. So Spawn has been
number 9
out there. Oh, I mean, going back to the beginning, that goes without saying. More actually on number 9 when I talk about a Marvel book in a little bit. But anyway, Spawn has always been a big deal, and it's cool to see him giving a lot of his newer characters some more room to breathe, expanding the line a little, because Spawn fans want to see more Spawn. And since 300, it's as big as it's been in a long, long time. So I've been pitching the regular issues as they've been coming out, been asking people, reminding people, encouraging people. If you used to like Spawn, it's a good time to come back. If you never read Spawn, it's a good time to jump in. Grab a reprint of Spawn Universe if you can find one. Grab one of the many, many different copies, different covers to King Spawn, and get back to that. I just opened some random page. Get back to that dark, cool, creepy.
Who's doing the interior art? Sorry to interrupt you.
Not to be mistaken. Different folks in different stories. I don't know who it was
Fernandez,
that just showed
Steve
them.
Segovia, Marcio Takara, Philip Tan, and Brett Booth.
Brett Booth. I mean, these guys. Yeah. Todd's always. You didn't know about Greg Capullo until Spawn, and now everybody knows and loves Greg Capullo. Todd has a great eye for talent.
That's right.
And he's given a lot of people some great opportunities. Correct. So, like I say, getting back to that dark, cool, creepy. Spooky stuff, getting back to that action-packed, action-adventure, sci-fi angle. Spawn has always been a really cool genre fusion kind of thing, horror, sci-fi, cop, crime fiction, whatever you like. It's all in there in just the right sort of doses. So, again, you've been away for a while, get back to Spawn. You never read Spawn. It's time to jump back in and... I don't know, like I say, lots of new cool characters, lots of expansion going on in the Spawn verse. Just to wrap that up, everybody should have an Image book on their list. Daniel knows that Department of Truth came out this week. There it is. We have quite a few indies to talk about this week, as a matter of fact. I'm already running low on time for all the books that I have to talk about. But while you're on the subject of Image.
Every week, every time it comes out, top of my stack, Department of Truth. So I'm a little behind. I'm a couple issues behind. And now I've moved. So I don't know what issues I've moved and which. Anyway, it doesn't matter. TMI. So again, great stuff. We're getting further into the weeds with this whole conspiracy. Who's on the good side? Who's on the bad side? Who's a goodie? Who's a baddie as far as the Department of Truth? Are they really helping mankind? Or are they really just after their own agenda? It actually kind of feels like the Loki Disney Plus series parts of it. It's not about time travel, but it's about keeping like a specific continuum storyline for the world so that we don't go off kilter. It's fascinating. It's X-Files, it's BPRD, it's all of those things, and really sketchy and crude art.
Scratchy.
Mixed with, let me show you. There's one page in here that was really cool. Hang on. Hold on a minute.
It does have a very BPRD style.
With like that, like cartoony. So they're different art styles to capture the different mood and the different time periods that the story is told in.
Genius.
So yeah, I really love this book. I know Daniel backs me up. It's one of his favorites too. Thinking of game, it's just that good. I'm thinking of getting a Department of Truth. It's just that good. Nice, Daniel.
Yeah, and like I say, Department of Truth, Echolands, there's always a first issue, got to have an Image book just about every week. If you're not reading, I can't even go through the list anymore. Noctera, Radiant Black, Geiger. Two Moons.
One of my faves. I love Two Moons.
On and on and on.
Love Two Moons.
And these are just like the most recent. You can go back to like last year and there's Undiscovered Country and all these other things and go all the way back to like your Spawns and whatnot. Silver Coin.
So good.
Haha was so good.
I love Haha.
I know, like I say, everybody should have an Image book
Ice
on their
Cream
list.
Man.
Ice Cream Man, number 25 is out this week. Pick up some Ice Cream Man.
Good stuff.
Whatever it is you like about comics, there's at least 1 or 9 Image books that you need in your stack.
I just love how it crosses multiple genres. Like very few books are like just horror or just crime or just mystery. Like this is mystery, paranormal, and horror mixed up in one. This is fantasy and also mystery kind of rolled up in one. A little bit of crime in there too. So yeah, there's they like to mix and match genres, which I really like. They're not in one lane. They're not like in a superhero lane. They do all kinds of fun stuff.
And that's what makes it awesome. I'm going to go into a bit of a speed round. While we're talking about Image, because it's a bit of my rant this week. That like Image, it's a really great week for all the other publishers. I didn't get a chance to do my Wednesday video this week. When I get a week like this in the Wednesday video, I love to show you books like Blade Runner 2029. I think that's a Titan book. Yes, a book from Titan. So awesome to see new stories, new characters in the Blade Runner verse that we all love. And let's see, where was it? Is that's some cool art to show you the good pencil work. I was looking for something a little more action oriented, but great stories, great art. Classic sci-fi. Like I say, really great to see new stories in the Blade Runner verse. Check out Blade Runner. Usagi Yojimbo from IDW. This is the mini. There's the ongoing title, which has been running for decades. And then he likes to sprinkle it with side stories once in a while. Usagi Yojimbo is one of the coolest books ever, one of the most unique comics out there. Stan Sakai is one of the great talents of comics. It's just such a fantastic blend of all ages and mature reader. I don't know. You just have to pick up an issue and read it for yourself.
Just have to.
It's anthropomorphic. It's ninjas. It's action adventure. It's everything that makes comics fun. And it's about a rabbit. I mean, who doesn't love rabbits?
Who doesn't love it?
I said this was speed round.
Okay.
So Blade Runner from Titan, Usagi Yojimbo is an IDW book. Ninjak from Valiant this week. This is Ninjak number 2. Still got number 1 in stock. Love some Ninjak. A little bit of genre fusion like Valiant likes to do. It's kind of straightforward superhero, but there's also a little bit of ninja stuff, a little bit of espionage, James Bond kind of stuff. He's a secret agent with a sword. And that's awesome. Again, let's show you some of that. I have a different style from what you're used to with Ninjak, but kind of bright and poppy.
A little more cartoony.
But everybody should have a Valiant book on their list. What was that?
They're not cranking out Valiant books lately. There's only like 3.
No, their production has slowed like a lot of publishers have. I try not to look too much into that. You have a Dark Horse book there. Do you want to round out my my indie rant with your Dark Horse book?
Sure. Michael knows what I'm talking about. Norse mythology. So Neil Gaiman, might have heard of him once or twice, did a book on the classic Norse mythology. Retelling of all the Thor, Loki, Odin stories from the great mythos. And so it's been adapted by a couple different artists, P.K. Russell. I'm spacing some of the others.
Covers by David Mack.
Mark Buckingham. I mean, come on. So this is just a retelling of those stories that he did in the book that came out a couple years ago. It's really well done. It's super fun. It's super light. They're quick reads. Beautiful art, right? See, Michael. Michael gets me. You get me, Michael. Anything Neil Gaiman? Yes, please. Anything Tom King? Sign me up. Yes.
Anything with a David Mack cover? Yes.
Well, so here's my problem. I love them both. I love P.K. Russell so much.
Love P.K. Russell.
And David Mack that I have to get both.
I
don't ever do that. I'm always like, just give me like the cheapest cover. I don't care. But for this title, I have to have both.
I would say it doesn't happen often, but it does happen. And I'm all for that. I like when they get me with both covers.
Damn you. Another $4.
And I'm okay with the A-B cover for that reason. Give me a choice. Ideally, you give me 2 awesome ones where I have no choice. I don't need 9 covers on any book. No book needs 9 covers. Just saying. I know you guys love your covers. I know I'm probably offending some people out there. No book needs 9 covers. 2 is enough. Do your incentive 1 in 25 or something, for God's sake. Anyway, but I love when you give me 2. I love it when I can't choose between the 2. That's what it's supposed to be about.
I never do that. I never buy the same book twice unless it's a mistake. Except for this, because they're so great.
The Dark Horse, Image, Dynamite, IDW, Titan, Valiant, boy, all of them. Go to different publisher websites. Go to their New This Week section and find a book that's awesome, because all the publishers have a book that you would like if you knew about it. Hey, Arnell, what's up? You have that Beta Ray cover. Sorry I didn't call you back. He knows what I'm talking about.
So are we going into the big 2 now? Moving to the big 2?
Yes. I'm going to do another speed round because we're already running out of time. Another thing I love to do in the Wednesday video that I didn't get a chance to do this week. Action. Detective. And Wonder Woman. The great trinity of comics. Action. Okay. So fun to be a Superman fan right now, because Action is Kal-El, and now Superman is son of Superman. So if you're old school like me, you got a Superman book. If you're new school that's not me, you get a Superman book too. So some classic Action comics, some great Superman stories. Detective, really great, because it's been kind of criminal oriented. He's been solving crime, which is what Batman should be doing. Is the world's greatest detective, so he should be doing detectiving. And Wonder Woman, Becky Cloonan doing a bang up job on some Wonder Woman. So much like Spawn, much like a lot of things, if you've been away from any of these titles, you should be jumping back in, particularly Wonder Woman, because Becky Cloonan's awesome. That's my big 2 speed round.
All right, so I've got Batman Reptilian by Grant Morrison and our pal Liam Sharp. The art is phenomenal. So let me show you a little bit of that. It's a kind of an oil painted Dave McKean. I don't know what else to say. Dark, super dark. Like you really need a lot of light to read these pages because there's a lot of shadow work. But it's gorgeous. I only started reading the first issue last night. And given that it's Grant Morrison, I'm already a little bit lost. So I don't really know what to tell you other than just keep reading it and it'll click.
He does always bring it back around at the end. Sometimes you got to be patient with Grant Morrison.
Look at that. It almost looks like a Sam Keith, Jim Aparo take on Batman that he's doing, which I love. I don't have it.
It's very Sam Keith, Dave McKean.
Yeah. Big year Batman. I love it. The taller, the better.
Cool. That's probably spoilery.
This is super like Dave McKean. So it's kind of horror. It does feel, my impression of it last night, again, I've only gotten a couple pages in, was it feels like there's a crime, there's an accusation. Batman, of course, is being accused of being the vigilante, and the people in charge don't like it. So that's as far as I got, but it's hard for me to follow. It's also late at night, so it could have been my own noodle.
I think Killer Croc is one of the better and underused villains in the Rogues Gallery.
Thank you. Spoiled the whole thing.
How's that? I haven't even read it.
Just because it says Reptilian?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could probably.
It doesn't
really
have any other. Like I said, I was just kind of randomly guessing, doing my detectiving. because I'm a comic book guy. I like that. I think it's cool that the Liam Sharp art is so dramatically different from what you know to be Liam Sharp art, and is still just as awesome, just in a very different way.
So I did not know this until I read the inside cover of the first issue. So if you read it, you know what I'm talking about. He did a dedication. So Liam did a dedication to Steve Dillon, who supposedly had this script from Grant, but sadly passed away. So this might be Liam's kind of homage to Steve Dillon's art.
There you go.
That we're seeing. But I don't remember Steve Dillon's art looking like this, but I could be wrong.
I could see if you think about the Preacher covers, not necessarily the interior, but
Glenn Fabry did the covers.
Oh, that's true. Been a little while. Either way, great stuff.
Good stuff.
Love me some Liam. Okay, I'm all about like sets because we're already 30 minutes in. I've used up all our time. A couple of awesome Superman books. Never let anything get by without talking about Superman. Superman 78. For those of you that loved Batman 89, you're going to love some Superman 78. This, of course, takes place in the Donnerverse and the movie realm. And then it's awesome. So much like Batman, The Adventures Continue is new comics in the Batman animated universe. Batman 89 is new stories in the Tim Burton Batman verse. Now we're getting new stories in the Richard Donner Superverse. And I just think that's really freaking cool. I mean, come on. Doesn't get any more Christopher Reeve classic Superman than that. That's just awesome. So if you're any kind of Superman fan, you need to pick that up. And this guy, Batman Superman number 20. Okay, sadly, next week we'll get the 2021 annual, and that will be, I think, the last issue of this series, which breaks my heart. But pick this book up, grab number 16 and catch up. This is number 21.
That was the dual one? Yeah, that was good. That was good.
And it's just been so much fun. It's been such a great series with Gene Yang at the controls and Ivan Rice or Ivan Reyes or however you want to say his name. Sorry, Ivan, I don't know. It's just been so much fun and great stories, great art. Anytime you put these two in the same book, I'm going to pick that up. But this last arc has been so great, and I've been pushing it on anybody that will listen to me. And if you're still listening to me, I'm pushing it on you now. Like I say, go back, grab number 16, catch up to this week's 21. Last issue had the demon in it. It's everything that makes comics wacky and wild, interdimensional conflict, and everything that goes on in comics and the kitchen sink gets stuffed into this book. But I love it because it totally takes me back to World's Finest, the original Superman Batman team up book, where every other issue, like 50s and 60s and 70s comics, where every other issue was time travel and cowboy lizards from space. And they live up to that with a great story. So pick up some Batman, Superman, and enjoy the end of that series because it's awesome.
There's a nod to World's Finest in last week's Supergirl Women of Tomorrow.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. She's part of World's Finest with, was it Huntress? They always did Supergirl Huntress. Do I have time for one more?
That's it for me.
All right. My last duo is a couple of Spider books this week, which is a great example of some things.
Jack Kirby's birthday today.
There you go. Thank you, Michael.
1917. Long live the king.
There you go.
In our hearts and memories.
It's at 104. It would have been 104. Nobody like the king. Last night, if you caught Kazi's Classics, my show about the classic comics, I wrapped it up with Fantastic Four number 53, the second appearance and origin of Black Panther, a Jack Kirby all-time classic. So happy birthday. Long live the king. And side note, Jack Kirby co-drew the cover of Amazing Fantasy 15, the first appearance of Spider-Man, which is my segue to Spider-Man. Okay, so much Spider-Man to talk about this week, but I'm out of time, so I'm going to be fast. Symbiote. This is your third series of Symbiote Spider-Man. Love this book. If you're a classic Spidey fan, you should be picking this up for 2 reasons. One, it's written by Peter David. Peter David is super awesome. You know him from his run on Incredible Hulk. You know him from Captain Marvel, from all kinds of great things. Art by Greg Land. If you're any kind of X-Men fan or Marvel fan, you know Greg Land. Let me show you some of that cool action adventure. So the creative team is excellent. The other reason to buy this book is it takes place back in the day, like in the early days of Venom. It takes place, it's a sort of flashback series, I guess you'd say, back to, in the amazing like 250 to 300 range when Spidey's in the black suit. So that's really awesome. Peter David, Greg Land, great stories, great art. Which brings me to Nonstop Spider-Man. Another awesome Spidey title. We can never have enough Spidey titles. And of course, who's that? That's Baron Zemo right there on the cover.
Nice.
Don't see Spidey fight Baron Zemo very often. Smells like a return of the Thunderbolts to me, which is super awesome. So anyway, a couple of great Spidey books. Always fun to read Spider-Man outside of Amazing because Amazing has all the continuity. I love Amazing. It's fun when they give us just some one-shot Spidey fighting villains kind of thing.
That seems like it's geared to a little younger audience, would you say?
Probably.
The art style.
Chris Bocciolo is, what would you say? What's the word I'm looking for? Stylized. It's a very specific art style that might not appeal to everybody, but I think works really well for Spider-Man. And so, yeah, you're right. The non-convoluted nature of the story and the fast-paced action of the art lends itself to a younger reader. Reminds me of when I was a kid, it was Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man.
Nice.
Amazing was where people who could read Amazing. People who just like to look at pictures read Peter Parker.
Getting the bad guy.
And yeah, you just want to see him punch Electro. I didn't need all the dating and helping Aunt May because I was still too young for that. Anyway, Nonstop Spider-Man. This is only issue like number 4. Grab the previous 3 and jump into this one. It's always fun to watch Spidey socking villains in the face. Great week of stuff. Go to black-cat-comics.com, click on New This Week, click on Shop, click on New This Week. Take a look at all the books we've been talking about. And go nuts while you can.
Yeah, we are still doing the 50% off. Marvel, DC, Neil Gaiman. I forgot all the codes, but if you click on the collections, it'll give you a 50% off code for each of the collections. So go nuts. Do
some shopping, pick those books up.
Until we close it down.
Till Wednesday the 8th. You've got till Wednesday the 8th. And then we're off to the beach.
Buy it all up.
We'll see you guys at the toy show. But we'll be here next Saturday for our last show. Make sure you tune in. It's going to be fun. Till then, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.